Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
Oh,
Whoa, David, you have outdone yourself.
I literally dropped that into the queue there at like 1 minute and 59 seconds. And everyone else here probably thinks I'm a raging a-hole because I'm like, don't bother me. I've got stuff to do. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I am trying to finish this video. I'm trying to get Mr. Wanzie over here. The dogs are barking. Everything is going crazy. And I can already see that Mr. Wanzie made it and he wasn't even supposed to. So somebody,
I know.
Somebody that knows him to at least, set an alarm on his phone, but I think he did it all on his own. Anyway, I can see him, Michael. We're going to get to you in just a second, okay? So don't go anywhere. Hi, everybody. It's Friday. It's Casual Friday. I'm in a T-shirt to speak, not because I don't care, but because I want to be comfortable. How you doing, Dana?
I'm doing great. How are you? I've had a couple of really great, like, random connections that have made me so excited. You know, we're doing all of this, connecting through Facebook. I wanted to talk to you about this new alignable thing that just seems to be blowing up in this area.
You haven't seen it? You hadn't seen it?
No.
It's kind of like the stepchild of LinkedIn. And
yeah.
They're already on it. They've requested it. I got to tell you, people out in Facebook world, Dana does so much stuff. I have to limit myself as to how much I put on it because I depend on it for so much. That was a compliment.
I have to say, David, stop. I'm doing everything that I possibly can. But what I was saying is I happened upon, just in the past, 3 days, I happened upon a super close friend that I studied abroad with 27 years ago, which there were 4 of us that were inseparable and traveled Europe together. And so we are getting together for a Zoom this Sunday. What have you been doing for the past 3 decades?
Well, I know how you are on Zoom.
What?
So I have a feeling there will be cocktails involved.
Yes. And then through Alignable, because I'm just kind of following the prompts and stuff. I think I ended up sending out to everyone that I know on Facebook. So if you're out there and you know me and you got some Alignable thing, sorry if it irritated you, but she reached out to me, and this is one of my pledge sisters from literally 30 years ago. And we decided that we're going to try and do a pledge class. We were Tri-Deltas at University of Florida, 1990 pledge class, that we're going to try and do a pledge class reunion on Zoom. So I'm just excited about these, reaching out to people. And, I was telling Vicky this morning, Vicky's like, I just can't call people and talk about real estate. I said, Vicky, I don't want you to talk about real estate. I want us to just connect. What?
Just be a person.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about this weekend and next weekend. And from the business perspective, we have potentially 15 closings here in the next 2 weeks, David. Exciting to no end. So I just want to know the realtors out there watching, people out there watching, real estate's still going on, and that's a great thing. And I hope that other small businesses are in the process of getting their PPP loans. We have been
subject on Facebook. We gotta shut that down. I'm telling you, we were very lucky to have you included, some great people working on that for us. I just kind of took a back seat because that is complicated stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All that. And well, not everybody's lucky enough that they get all of that. There are a lot of people in the Orlando area. This is a great segue. One of the, a lot of the actors in Orlando that work at the theme parks or, dinner shows and things like that, they don't have the residual income, and they really need the support of theater to keep them, moving, day to day. So a need for that came up. So that brings us in with our next guest, who some of you may know him, some of you may not. His name is Mr. Michael Wanzie, and here's Michael coming in. Wait, where are you, Michael? Oh, I got to bring him in. Sorry. There you are. Michael, how are you today?
Make him the big picture.
Yes. I can't hear you very well. You got to speak up a little bit, but
I'm typing something in. Hold on.
He's typing something else. Well, Michael has been a friend of mine since the cows came home way back when, and has done so much for the Orlando theater community as an actor, director, writer.
Excuse me, Dana, I didn't recognize you sober.
He's also been hosting our
yes, occasionally, Wanzie, I do put the juice down and speak without a slur, but just give
You're
me
looking and sounding very different than Wednesdays. So I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
No, that's all good. It's all good. Wanzie is doing. I brought him on today because we couldn't find anybody. I mean, because we needed someone to help us out today, and he was gracious enough to donate his time. And speaking of donate, can you tell us a little bit more about the Orlando? Well, I'm going to let you talk about it. Tell us about what you're doing.
We started in an emergency fund called the Central Florida Performing Artists Relief Fund. And it's specifically because so many of the people in our area are tied to performing for their income. And of course, all the theme parks are closed. All the bars and nightclubs are closed. Virtually every place where a performer would earn money. And so many of our Central Florida performers work part-time jobs at various places, and so they don't have health insurance and they don't qualify for a lot of standard types of assistance, and a lot of them work gigs, and so they don't even qualify for unemployment. And so we have an enormous need of actors and performers who year-round entertain our hospitality industry and enrich our communities, who literally can't feed themselves at the moment. So we did a showcase a couple Saturdays ago. It's called the Central Florida Greater Orlando Social Distance Showcase, and Kenny Howard and I host it, and our friend Rich Sharon controls it from a booth somewhere on the Space Coast. Anyway, it's very much in line with what Rosie O'Donnell did, if any of you saw that. And we raised over $6,000 during our initial broadcast. It could only live online for a limited number of days because of our agreement with Actors Equity. But during the time it was online, in the next 3 days, we brought in another $2,000. So we had initially $8,000. We gifted $100 to the first 80 people on our list. We had 187 valid applications of people who needed emergency grocery money. So we took care of 80 immediately. A couple of days ago, we got a $5,000 donation from Frank Santos, the COO of Rosen Hotels.
Amazing, by the way.
Tonight we're starting to give out the another $100 gifts, and we have another showcase this Saturday at 5:30, and we hope to raise the money to take care of the 57 people remaining on the list. And then once we do that, we'll open the applications back up again. I just came from an online meeting that's still going on without me, with the leaders of all the theaters, the Garden Theater, the Orlando Shakespeare Theater, Mad Cow. All the people were on there, and they all said the same thing, that this little thing that David works with us on this as well. He's done a lot of the graphic stuff and technical stuff. And he's performed on the showcase last week. They said that this little thing we're doing is the only known thing in Central Florida that directly benefits the performers rather than a brick and mortar theater. And all 9 of the directors of these theaters are on board now to help promote, because they can't even help their own people, because if they give them money, it's they're furloughed people. If they give them money, then it counts as income and it interrupts their other forms of assistance that they're applying for.
Crazy.
So apparently what we're doing is very much needed. So
Well, you got to, I mean, the real fact that go ahead, Dana.
I wanted to say, how do we view what
if you look in the private chat area, I put the link to watch. It's on YouTube. It streams live on YouTube, and I also put the link to make a contribution. Can everybody see the chat?
I'm
Let me
seeing
see
it.
what I can do here. I'm trying to find the actual thing in here. I don't see it there. I think I grabbed it. Hold on. Maybe I'm not seeing it all, but I don't see it in our chat here. But I will make sure that
I'm seeing it in our chat.
It says, private chat. Should I put live comments? Or?
Yes.
The comment section. That's definitely where that goes, because we can do a lot of really cool things in there.
Well, I had taken the time to copy and paste that, so.
Well, that's okay. So while you're doing that, I mean, the first one was really great. We just grab that and I'll talk. We had a really great time doing it. It was very interesting to see the technology, which kind of inspired this show, to be quite frank, learning how you can stream live on Facebook and also include other people. A lot of times people get this and if you're not in front of that one screen, you don't get to see anybody. And that's what happened with Dana and I. I was getting a little jealous because I couldn't, she was getting all this stuff. So, it wasn't about me, but did you type that in there yet?
Yeah, it's always about you, David. Always.
It's a little bit about me, but not always about me. So I could see my sister.
Are you singing again this weekend?
No, I am not doing it this weekend. They have a pretty full house. The first show had some technical issues and it ran a little bit long. So I think they were smart to do a second one and kind of make it a more manageable format, right, Michael?
Well, we didn't realize we were going to keep doing it. We did the first one as like a telethon, for 3.5 hours, because we thought it was going to be a one-time thing until we got 187 applications for assistance. Then we realized, oh gosh, we need to keep this going. So obviously, to keep people's interest, we're going to keep them to no more than 90 minutes, but we're shooting for an hour now each time. And we're limiting it to 3 special guests. And I cannot figure out how to type on the live comments. I don't see a field. I can only
send me a text and I'll grab it. But
put it in the private chat. It's all right there.
There it is. I see it now.
Grab it, David.
We're learning the technology as well. I apologize for that. I'm going to put that in everybody's chat, and then we can grab it. But so, who do you have coming up this week?
The 3 main guests are Jeff Jones, and he's going to be doing stand-up comedy. The format is that we interview the people live from their homes, but when it comes time to perform, we revert to a pre-recorded tape so that the quality isn't going over the phone line and is going directly from the hard drive to YouTube. So, and stand-up only works really in front of a live audience, so he's got great footage of himself at Monkers. Yeah. So our 3 guests this week are Jeff Jones, playwright and composer Donald Roop, and playwright and composer Todd Kimbrough. Todd will be performing his own work. Donald Roop does not perform, but he's a prolific writer, so he's got about 5 different singers who will be performing his songs. So the show should run about an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, that's very cool.
That is awesome. And so Saturday at
5:30. We typically do it at 8, but the Lady Gaga thing is happening this Saturday at 8, and we didn't want to go up against that.
So this will be the pre-party for Lady Gaga.
We moved it to 5:30, and we're starting something new this go around. While the thing is broadcasting, the URL to donate, which is watermarkonline.com/actorsfund, is always there. But now when an individual person is performing, if they have a need, rather than they can still apply to us and be on the wait list, but if they have a need, then while they're performing, we'll have a tip jar up and people can tip directly to them, and we get their banking information ahead of time and link it to the jar so the money never passes through us and it goes directly to them. So while they're performing, they can be earning money for themselves while at the same time helping build the fund for other people.
I love this. You know, I mean, I've got to tell you, David is a great patron of the arts and goes to a lot of these shows. And of course you are, Wanzie. And I love the arts, but to be perfectly honest, it's just not something that, you know, at the end of the night and on the weekends, you know, we're either trying to see our kids out of town or we're just, you know, at home. So this is an amazing opportunity for us to see these great performers that we wouldn't normally take advantage of. So, and, you know, I look at it as, you know, cost of a ticket. I'm going to,
thank you for saying that, because one of our things was, well, you know, we had so many people give. We had so many people who gave like $100, and the thought is, well, will those people give again? And I'm like, well, probably not $100, but we could certainly make the case that it's a Saturday night, and if you were the type of person to go out to the theater, then just donate what you would have spent on that ticket. If it's $15, it's $15. You know, so yeah.
Here for a second. So I actually noticed the original one was missing a K. It's watermarked with a K online.
Yeah.
Corrected it on the screen. Everybody, if you're watching right now, and you want to help out, just click on that link or go to that link and just drop in $5, $10, whatever you can afford. Help. It really does help a lot of people that are struggling right now. And I know if you're one of those people that's watching and you're an actor, we're going to put up we're going to also put up in the private comments where you can go to redeem that. You can go. How do they do that?
Say what now?
If they are someone that needs the something from the fund, I mean,
at that same watermark address is where the application is. However, the applications are suspended at the moment until we reach our goal of serving everyone who's on the waiting list.
Well, I know you put your heart and soul into this, what you do with everything, and we always appreciate that. And I think you're going to do the second one, and you're going to get a little better and smoother at it. And you're going to want to do it more big. It's a cool concept.
No, we're ongoing, and as I just explained to the 9 people from the various theaters, that Rich is offered to be the guy in the control booth, and we're going to offer the platform over to any other person who wants to host. Like next week, I think Janine Klein is going to take the show, and she's got a couple of actresses who really need money, who she's going to interview and have perform. And so we're going to let other people curate their own people with needs and whatnot, and just allow them to use the technical support we've developed.
It's really cool. I mean, this is something that, you know, we do the same thing. We're offering up and trying to show everybody what it looks like. You know, this was Sammy and Randy doing "Baby It's Cold Outside," but what was it? What was their song called?
Baby, Please Stay Inside.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny as well. But anyway, well, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for filling in on such short notice, and we're glad that we could actually help promote your show a little bit more.
Oh, it's great. I appreciate it, David, so much. I love everything that you do.
20 people out there, if you each just donated $10, that's 2 people that can be, more than 2 people that can be helped. I don't know what you're giving. It doesn't really matter. It's something. And
$100, David. He already said that. He's
I don't want to
$100.
tell you, tears streaming down my face reading that. The applications are really simple, and we're not playing judge and jury. We don't ask people personal questions. We don't even ask them to demonstrate a need. Our feeling is, if all we're vetting is that you typically make your money as a performing artist in Central Florida. That's the only thing we're checking. And but the notes that people are leaving, and to see people that we know who you wouldn't think would even be in this position, literally saying, I don't know where my next meal is coming from.
Well, I tell you, you know, that's very disconcerting, and we have to take care of each other right now.
Yeah.
ears open for people that are in that. There are a lot of people that won't ask for help. You know, I work with a couple different, people in the music industry, and I'm checking in with them. I'm like, hey, do you need anything? And don't be shy, because we're fortunate enough to still be able to work, but I know a lot of people can't. So it's very important that we gotta look after each other. So I'm going to put that up here. There, I found the YouTube thing there. I'm not sure if y'all can copy and paste it, but I'll tell you what, I will also put that into our regular chat right now so that you all can see it. Actually, it is in your chat. Sorry, it's right there, I believe.
Yeah.
That's for watching the show, and the watermark URL is for donations. And I really thanks for the exposure, David. I really appreciate it.
All right, well,
you, Dana.
You know what? I got to tell you this.
Wanzie.
Hold on. So Wanzie and I, like I said, I've known Michael a very, very long time, and he has many phrases that I've always thought were his own. And then we went to go see Steel Magnolias, and if several of them, well, I love you more than my luggage. I always thought that was your own saying, and it's not.
What do you mean my saying his own thing?
I don't get out that often. I'm just
from movies and from our conversations.
Kenny says nothing is my own. It's either from a movie or our conversation.
Yeah. You have
actually, David is the king of. David has annexed many lines that I've written in my original shows and put them in the lexicon of his own ongoing conversations. And also, I would like to mention that David Dorman, is a realtor before becoming an owner or a broker, whatever, has financially sponsored countless of my shows, and I also like to say that I wrote and directed the commercials that run at the movie theater for brokerage.
Awesome. I get a lot of compliments on it. It's so funny to watch people.
You should. It's a great commercial.
And I also think it's funny. You stood by me from day one when you remember. I mean,
that is true.
We used to be roommates way back in the day, which was a Wednesday. And Michael would say, I told him what I was going to do, and he supported me. Where other people think he's never going to do anything with that. Well, 21 years later, I'd like to think I proved him wrong. Do you
remember what I would say every time someone said that? Because everyone said that. You remember what my defense of you was?
No, I don't know that one.
What was it?
Man cannot ignore his phone. He's going to be a wonderful real estate agent.
And when I would come home from work, I first started, and you guys that are out there listening that are in the real estate field, you know how hard it is when you first start. He would constantly ask me this one question.
Every time he came home.
Every time I come home, and it got to be a little annoying until I actually did do what he asked me, which was
every time he walked in the house, I would say, "Did you sell a house today?"
Every damn day. And well, anyway, it's been awesome.
My dad used to always ask me that. That was the first question my dad asked me every time we talked.
I just want to thank you for being here, Michael. I know you're very busy getting ready for the show and everything else. And thank you for taking the time today. And I'm going to get my hand on the remove button so you can't say it. But I want to thank you for not dropping the F-bomb. Have a great day.
Just for Wanzie's sake, should I drop it? No, I won't do that.
He would have dropped it if I hadn't muted him.
If you hadn't gotten rid of him so quickly.
He was holding up dirty words. Oh my God, that was great. I could do that again. Like, he can come back anytime. Again, I'm going to throw up that donation there. If you're listening and you have the ability, please take the time to donate because, as always, C21 is always
with you. And let's watch the show. I'm excited to see it on Saturday. We're doing this thing where we get takeout from at least one time a week, get takeout from a local business. So I think we're going to try and do it tomorrow night and watch the show and have food made for us. And
which restaurant do you like to get takeout from?
We've been going to a variety. We let it's Merle and myself and our youngest daughter here, and so someone gets to pick. Wanzie's blowing us kisses from backstage.
Put them on. He just said he loves us.
So someone gets to pick every week. So I picked bonefish when it was my turn, which is a modified menu, but it is still phenomenal. I got the I think cod imperial or something like that. So
travel well. I don't think a steak would travel very well though. We get
steaks and longhorns all the time. It's excellent.
We went to Rustique last night, and I had a burger with an egg on it and all that. It was really great. And and the last time I went in, they gave me a free drink, and it was like a real one. It was like a cherry old fashioned. Oh my God, are we running out of time? We're 5 minutes away. Close enough for the weekend. Which I think we've all kind of exhausted what we have to talk about. Anything else?
Just that I think we have a full lineup next week, and so we're going to start publishing on Mondays. I think who's going to be here for the whole week. And thanks to everyone who's been showing up and watching us.
I want to talk. We've got a few people in the comments section here. Looks like Aaron Dudek. Aaron is over at the Lodge and oh my God, the Woods, the Lodge in the Woods downtown. He owns several bars, so it'd be interesting to talk to him. If you're out there, Aaron, and you're listening, we would love to have you. Rick Merrifield and his husband Mike own Rangers Outpost in Winter Park. You guys are welcome to join us as well. Anybody that wants to come on here, Beth, you're welcome as well. Anybody that wants to come on here and talk, if you want to promote an event you're doing or something you're doing that makes people feel good, we want to hear about it. I kind of feel like I want to have a catchphrase like Ellen at the end of our show that says, be kind to each other. Just, I guess for us it would be
C21 always with you.
C21 always with you. We really appreciate you guys joining us on a daily thing. We're trying to build up.
That's too long of a shtick,
No, I was just babbling while I was trying to find it.
Continue to talk. I thought you were coming up with our phrase.
No, that's just, my phrase to you guys would be is to take care of each other,
Well, mine is be safe and be sane.
All right. You ready to say goodbye?
I'm ready to dance on out of here.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.